All right, so there's a lot of drama out there right now surrounding my friend Ryan Lampers, and rightly so. He's been charged with a number of game violations. People are, texting me and saying, hey, what's going on? Or they're saying you have an obligation or a duty to explain this. No, I don't. No, I don't. Ryan's actions are Ryan's actions. He's a grown man. I'm Brian Call. He's Ryan Lampers. We're two separate people living separate lives. This idea that I am responsible for Ryan or what Ryan does, it's ridiculous. It's absurd. Next, I don't have much to add. You know why? Because I wasn't there. If you go and you look at the charges and you look at the dates and you look at this stuff, I wasn't there. In fact, I haven't been on a hunt with Ryan much in the last 2 years. I went and did a hunt with he and Brady Miller from Go Hunt in August of 2023 on a do-it-yourself moose hunt. And I made a movie out of it. It's a great movie. You should check it out. It's called It's Just Work. And I did that hunt with Ryan. And then a few months later, in March of 2024, I went on a wolf hunt with Ryan to Canada. And you can watch that video. It's called Blood in the Snow. Many of you have. That was the last hunt I did with Ryan Lampers. It is now September of 2025. I haven't been hunting much with Ryan. Things just came up. We were kind of drifting in different directions. We're still and have been friends, but we're not in the field together. And I certainly wasn't in the field during any of this period that he's been charged with. I'm in different states, different place. Furthermore, you don't think that they dug through everything Ryan has to see what they could find with me and him together? I've not been approached, asked, or spoken to by a single law enforcement person. Nobody interviewed me. No one brought me in for questioning. Nobody. It's been silent. Furthermore, I don't know any details as far as Ryan and I talking about this because he's under investigation. He's going through a court process. And until that legal battle and that stuff is settled and things are worked out, I'm not getting anything from Ryan. And rightly so. And he shouldn't talk to anybody about it, let alone me. I don't want to know. I don't want to be implicated. If I know anything, it's my job to say so. I don't know what has been going on in Ryan's personal life or what might, I don't know anything about what's happened. I can't explain it either. What I can tell you, what I can share with you is my personal experience with Ryan. And no doubt there's plenty of people out there that have seen these allegations and now they're like, well, was everything else Ryan ever did real? Like, what can I believe now? Well, that's fair enough. We can all do that. But I can tell you this. Every single thing that I did with Ryan, everything we did on film, everything that you have seen us do together, everything where I was present was done ethically by the book to perfection, legally across the board. So I can't speak to these recent events. I can only speak to the ones where I was there. And when I was there, it was flawless, impeccable. I'm not the only one, by the way, who has hunted with Ryan Lampers. There are many men in this industry from Phelps to Brady Miller to even Pedro to others that have spent time with Ryan, have been on hunts with Ryan. Matt Davis. I've seen people. A lot of people have been with Ryan, and I suspect they'll all tell you the same thing that I'm telling you now. The only thing they ever saw Ryan do was be the most ethical hunter you can imagine. This is a guy who won't take a long-range shot and will risk losing the animal so he can get close, so he can make a clean, effective kill. This is a guy who passes on archery shots that I would take on the regular because he wants to make sure and be closer. He'll gamble losing an animal. This is a dude who calls up the game and fish before we go on a hunt and talks to the officer of the area and tries to get all the details on what the rules are and what they're not. So this is a guy who was nothing but impeccable. And I suspect everyone that has been around him will say the same thing. A man of integrity, a man that's authentic and real. So look, this is outside that. And admittedly, I haven't been around Ryan for quite a long time, at least in the mountains. And maybe he did it, maybe he didn't. Maybe it's a combination. Maybe what they're saying he did, it looks a lot worse on paper than it really was. Either way, it's outside the entire spectrum of time that I've known Ryan Lampers. And I think that's why this is so shocking and difficult to grasp. And I get all these comments. I thought Ryan was one of the good ones. Look, I can't explain the events. And I've been around long enough, and I think the older you get, you realize human beings are flawed. And I'm not saying Ryan's guilty or not guilty because I don't know. But do people make mistakes? Yeah. Do they fall from grace, from glory? Yeah, they do. Is this one of those situations? I'm waiting to find out. And for me, though, when you ask where I stand, how I feel betrayed for sure. But I'm also holding out like, well, maybe there's a reason or an explanation, or maybe it's not what I think it is, or maybe he's going to be found innocent. These are things that are all going through my mind. And I've played out the worst case scenario. Okay. He made a series of really bad and selfish and greedy choices. Why? Why did he do it? Why would he do it? At the end of the day, though, for me, I love Ryan and I love his family and his kids. And I have to separate this from his other life or the other things I've seen. I have to separate it because he earned that from me. Climbing the top of those mountains, going places and doing things, grinding it out with no food for days at the end of a hunt just to ensure success. He's had my back when it felt like nobody in the industry did and nobody on the planet did. This is a man who I've seen do amazing things, who has suffered with me in places that no one else would want to go and suffer, and as it has pulled the rabbit out of the hat so many times. Part of me wonders if he just felt like he needed another rabbit or something, or he felt pressure to perform, even though he had no need to. Or like I said, he's not guilty. But I can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And, I'm a forgiving person. Everyone who knows me knows that about me, to a fault. And, but I also think that's how we should all be. Let him without sin cast the first stone. That is, we're all flawed. We all do stupid things. And sit there and pretend on the internet that you don't or haven't. If you haven't, you're probably just not old enough yet. Especially these young guys. I just want to punch them in the throat. But when a guy makes a mistake, his job, a real man, is to own it. It's to sit there and take the penalty, deal with it, fix it, make restitution, grow. Become a better man than you were before. A man who does that, I can get behind. Even when they make a massive mistake. Not everybody's temptations are the same, by the way. It's hard for me to relate. I've been married for 28 years. To the same woman. I've only made love to one woman, and that's her. Nobody else. I've never been with another woman, and I never will. I can't imagine cheating on her. I don't care how beautiful the woman is. I don't care how remote, how much it looks like no one would ever get caught. It's not about that. I just couldn't give in to that one. It's not in me. But I know guys, they love their wives. They're 20 years married. And one night, they had some drinks. They're someplace they shouldn't be. Beautiful, beautiful woman is right there. And they give in. They jeopardize everything that they've built, the love that they actually have for this moment. You know, it doesn't change that. Certainly changes some things. What does that wife do when he comes back and he's sorry and he's like, I totally messed up. It was a moment. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. Some forgive, some don't. I suppose it depends, right? This is real life. And for me, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see how it plays out. I'm waiting to see how my friend responds. I'm waiting to see where it goes. In the meantime, I have tremendous love and compassion for Hillary and the kids who have nothing to do with this, much like me. So that's it for right now. I don't have much else to add. I'm going to get on with my life. I got hunting to do. Got a archery goat tag. I've got a couple other adventures I'm going on this fall. I'm focused, working on those things, and I'm waiting like everybody else to see how this shakes out. And when I know more, you can bet I'll share my opinion then because I want to, not because it's my obligation. That's it. Stay gritty.